what would you say the most common pitfalls are that entrepreneurs and early stage businesses fall into when they're thinking about IP? Are there mistakes you see happen time and time again, whereas they just taken your advice a little bit sooner than that could have prevented some of these pitfalls?
Yeah, I'm asked this a lot actually. Where are the red flags, or where are the big deal breakers?
Yeah.
And more often than not, it's ownership issues. It's very rare that an IP portfolio is perfect.
Yeah.
And quite often, things such as applications that aren't quite broad enough or having problems prosecuting them, you can fix those things. But when it comes to ownership, it should be sorted out at the beginning because it's very difficult to fix later on.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the best examples are the CRISPR patents, arguably probably the most important intellectual property of my career.
Yeah, hotly contested.
Absolutely. And actually at the real heart of why those patents are falling down and being revoked is because of ownership, and because the ownership issues weren't sorted out early on. And I see that again and again. Companies will come to me 2 years into a collaboration thinking, how do I sort out the IP? And it's like buying a house with someone and then breaking up 2 years later. It can be a real mess.
Yeah.
But as long as when you enter into the co-ownership agreement, you have written down what visitors you can have, who can come into the house, what happens when you break up. If that's all done at the beginning, then it's so much easier to deal with down the line.
Yeah.
And I find investors are really spooked by any kind of potential ownership issues, because if the exit is to a big pharma or a big medical device manufacturer in 5 years' time, they're going to be doing their due diligence in 5 years' time, and that ownership issue, if there's any hint of an ownership issue, that may just completely prevent the exit. But there are ways to avoid the pitfall. It's simply just before going into any joint venture, have heads of terms, think about the ownership in detail at that stage.
Yeah.
Have it written down, have it documented. Ownership stems from inventorship. So also having a really good procedure for documenting who your inventors are. That's really important to do that early on.